This is your sign that you are about to enter your dream life era. We have 2 months left in the year. Either you're a person who's like, well, 2 months, let me just slow down, let me just allow life to unfold. Or you're like me, who says to themselves, these 2 months will be the best 2 months of my life. And it's going to be that time where I truly take creating my dream life seriously. The thing though, is that you have to start becoming an active participant in your life if you want your dream life to change. It is time for you to stop responding in your life, and it is time for you to start creating in your life. If you are a responder, you are living life passively. You are allowing life to happen to you. You are giving the faith of your life away to circumstances or to the universe. Now, don't get me wrong, of course, we are co-creating all the time. But you also have to be willing to actually ask yourself, well, maybe I have to start taking more action. Maybe I have to become the creator of my reality. So if you want to make those 2 last months of this year the best time of your life and finally create the dream life that you desire, this is what you have to do. First, you have to become selfish. Very likely you are a woman if you're watching this. And as women, we learn very early on that the best way to get through life, that the kindest way that we can be is by us being selfless, is by us always looking at what can we create to make the life of other people better. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to help people. I myself know that why I do what I do is because I love to work with people and I love to support them and guide them and help them. But in this equation, you shouldn't leave yourself out. You are allowed to be selfish. You are allowed to ask yourself, what is it that I actually want? What is it that I actually want in my life? Do I want the private jets? Do I want the villa by the beach? Do I want to marry my dream partner? I want you to really take a moment to become selfish. That doesn't mean you are a bad person. That doesn't mean you can't keep taking care of other people, but especially if you are like me, a business owner. It is very easy to always include this mission statement of involving other people in our creation, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's again why I'm here. It's literally my reason why I do what I do. But what I've also noticed is that sometimes I would act not in my favor, but in favor of other people. And I would do things that I actually didn't want to do, or I would say things that I actually didn't want to say, or I would think I was okay with a certain situation, while actually deep down, I wanted something else. I wanted more. I wanted a different life. I wanted more money, more success, more fame, more this, more that. So if you want those next 2 months of your life to become the best ever, become selfish. And ask yourself, what is it that you truly dream about? What is it that you truly want? And I want you to write this down and I want you to own it and I want you to claim it without making it wrong. The second thing, and I quickly touched on that too, is to no longer respond to life, but to be the creator of your life. I don't wait for things to align in my favor so that I can start taking action. I take action so things align in my favor. For a very long time in my business, I would be a responder. I would put something out there like this video or like an email, or I would sell a product and I would wait. I would wait for people to respond. And based on how they responded, if they didn't respond, I would then act upon that, which made me a responder in my life and in my business. And ask yourself, where else in your life are you doing this? Because the truth is, things will only align in your favor if your energetic being, your energetic state is that one of taking action and being the creator. That doesn't mean you have to push, you have to force, you have to keep going when you're tired, but it is intentional. And when I reflect on my goals for the end of the year, I know deep within that everything could turn around in a second if I wanted to. But it is up to me. It is up to me to decide how I want to change that and how I take action and what kind of action I take. I decide to no longer just respond to what is happening outside of me, but to become the creator. so that I give people something to respond to, but that is not the reason why I act. And thirdly, if you want this year to become the best year ever, you gotta start acting differently. What you have done up until now has gotten you the results that you have today. That means you have to reinvent yourself. You have to be willing and able to look at parts of yourself that no longer align with your future self, let them go and reinvent yourself and ask yourself, who do I actually need to be? How do I actually need to act? What actions do I actually need to take if I want this 2 months of this last year to become the best of my life ever? Reinventing yourself means becoming brutally honest with yourself. And I've been on my own reinvention journey. If you want to join my own journey, I'm actually doing a challenge, a 21 challenge called the Reinventing Icon Challenge. This is for my female entrepreneurs who are also excited and able and willing to reinvent themselves in 21 days, and how that reinvention will lead you to very big business results. How that reinvention will increase your income, increase your reach, increase your fame, your visibility, whatever it is that you desire. It is truly up to you to become extremely aware of your actions, of your thoughts, and of your patterns, because that is what is creating the results that you have every day. What you see today in your present reality is what you've created yesterday, is what you've thought about yesterday. The present moment right now is a result of the past. Which means if you want your future to be different, you gotta change what you're doing in the present moment. And you gotta start thinking differently. No one is gonna come and motivate you. No one's gonna come and do it for you. You got to be the one to create that. And sometimes you have to dig very deep within you to actually look at parts of yourself that may have been with you for a long time, but you have to tell yourself, I'm ready to let that go. I'm ready to leave this behind. You know, when I hear people tell me, I don't have motivation to do something, the motivation is not the problem. It's that your values are still the values that you've held in the past. And there is a mismatch between, let's say, your dream body that you want and that low motivation that you're experiencing. You got to be willing to actually ask yourself, behind the thoughts that you're having, what is actually going on here? Why am I actually thinking this? And are you willing to start thinking differently? Now, don't get me wrong, and I speak about this a lot with my clients and on this channel. Your nervous system will always determine your state of being and your thoughts and the stories that you tell yourself in a day. That's why a lot of the times we can't just outthink a bad thought. We have to be willing to regulate ourselves, create safety within our bodies so that we can actually start thinking different thoughts. Just changing your mindset or being positive is not enough if your nervous system is dysregulated. So the first thing that you have to do is to actually look at your nervous system, regulate yourself before you start taking the action that is going to move the needle. But with that being said, I invite you to really reflect on everything that I shared here in this video. Your dream life is so close. You are about to actually create whatever it is that you desire. But when you think the same thoughts as yesterday, you don't reinvent yourself, you become or you stay a responder to life, you will keep having the same results. So this is your opportunity right now to change everything around. Join the Reinventing Icon Challenge down below. I would love to see you there. And I'm very excited to hear what you have to say about this video and what resonates with you. So drop your comments down below. It always helps this channel grow and get the message to many more people out there. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.